Hi guys, welcome to Brass Bootcamp. So in this video, it's a carrying on from my video about the grade 1 exam pieces. I'm going to be talking about pieces that are sort of the bridge between grade 1 and grade 2. Again, I'm going to be using the Easy Winners book by Peter Lawrence, and today I'm going to give you quick pointers on 4 pieces which sort of bridge the gap between passing grade 1 and getting ready to play grade 2. So I categorise that as like grade 1/2 pieces. So the first one, I'm sure you'll all recognise this, it's the Match of the Day theme tune. So a great piece this, and really helps improve your fast playing. So I'm sure you all know how it goes. I'll play you a bit of the piece and then I'll explain some of the difficulties and some of the ways around how to practice it a little bit more efficiently. So here we go. So really nice and lively. As you can probably hear, it's all about the tonguing and the rhythm. So if your tonguing is really crisp and quite quick, because some of those note changes are quite quick. So the tempo of this piece, so that's a minim, so it's really fast. So the quavers go. So I'm actually counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So before you even start practicing this piece, you need to actually, can I articulate and tongue notes quick enough to start with? So if that's the speed, ta 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 ta, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you can play and you can say ta 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 at that speed, nice and short and crisp and clear, then that's one of the things technically which is could be a limitation playing this piece. So obviously you could work your way up to that and you could start and play it a little bit slower, but that's the end point that you're aiming for. Nice, fast, crisp tonguing. One of the other things in this piece, if you notice, there's a B flat in the key signature, so just make sure first valve for all your B flat and that'll be fine. And then the last thing, which is sort of theory-wise, is this piece starts with an anacrusis bar, which might sound slightly complicated, but basically we're in 4 beats in the bar. And if you notice, the first bar only has 3 beats in. But to make up for that, the very last bar in the piece has got 1 beat. So if you add the last and the first bar together, then we still nicely add up to 4 beats in the bar. Couple other things. If you have a look in the second bar, the dotted crotchet, this is a rhythm which a lot of people struggle with. And it is slightly confusing because we all know that a dotted crotchet is worth 1.5 beats. But we need to count 2 on the dotted crotchet, which can seem quite confusing. So if I play minim, we count 2 in a minim, but we also count 2 in a dotted crotchet. So what's the difference between the 2 and how do we know? So let's start with a minim, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. A minim is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we hold the minim for 2 beats and then we play the next note on beat number 3. The dotted crotchet, we hold it for 2, but we play the next note on the and in between 2 and 3. So a dotted crotchet would be 1, 2 and 3, 4. So you can hear the difference. A minim is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a dotted crotchet it is 1, 2 and 3, 4. So doing that rhythm at the speed of the piece, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, and then 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. Nice and quick. So just one little thing that I need to explain as well. Because this piece is so fast, I can't click at the right speed. So if I'm actually playing ta 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 ta, so that's the speed of the pulse. It's really fast. But if you rewind the video, I've actually was clicking, instead of clicking on every single beat, I was clicking on beat 1 and beat 3. Ta 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 ta. So instead of me clapping and clicking really fast, I was actually only clicking and clapping on beats 1 and 3. So for those of you who sort of were slightly confused at the start, I hope this has cleared it up slightly. So that's it. So we've got our rhythm, dotted crotchets in the right place, and then if we have a look on the very last line, we've got that, it's called the divisi part. So basically, if you're all starting off just past your grade 1, then some of those high notes are obviously really high, aren't they? So obviously practice your lip slurs, practice your high note practice until you can get those high ones. But before you can do that, you can also play the low notes. So instead of it being the high D's, E's and F's, these ones, you could play the lower notes, which is the same notes, just an octave lower. Okay, so that's it. If you can get those high notes when you've just passed your grade 1, then that's setting you up really well for sort of your progression in the future. Because one of the hardest things on brass instruments is getting those high notes. So that's match of the day. The next one is Hopak, which is on the other page. Again, this one is working on pretty much the same things. Lots of quavers, so 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and this one is working on our tonguing as well, nice and quick. So here's Hopak. So nice and crisp, nice in a dance style. One thing with this piece, you can challenge yourself and see how fast you can play it. So here's Hopak really quickly. So nice and quick, fast articulation, all in the right place. Our next piece is a really cool one, I Feel Pretty from West Side Story. Again, nice and lively, nice and sort of in a bouncy, playful style. Again, we've got a first time and second time bar, so just watch out for that at the very end. And this time, the repeated strain doesn't go back to the very beginning, it goes back to like the first full bar. And as we talked about with Match of the Day, this has got an anacrusis bar at the start as well. So it actually starts on beat 2, and then so the first bar has beats 2 and 3, and then the very last bar is where the beat 1 comes in. So we actually start on beat number 2. So here we go with a little bit of I Feel Pretty. I'll play the first time through, and then I'll talk about some of the things that are quite tricky and some of the things you can work on when you're practicing the piece. So that was into the first time bar. Again, nice crisp bouncy tonguing. Some of the tricky bars is bar 12, those triplet rhythms at the end. So again, quite a fast pulse, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the triplets are 1, 2, 3 and a 1, ta 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 ta, 1, 2, 3 and a 1. So it's really fast on your tonguing. So again, before you start playing this piece, you need to ask yourself, can I say ta 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 ta? Yeah, and then if you can tongue that fast, obviously you can play the piece at the right speed. But again, if you're struggling to keep up with the speed, you can slow it down, ta 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 ta. But make sure that the rest of the piece is the same speed. There's no point in playing the beginning of the piece really well, nice and quick, and then when you get to that one bar, you slow it all down. You've got to stay at the same speed for the whole piece. That's pretty much it. Nice and playful. The rhythm in the second bar, 1 and 2, 3, ta ta, ta ta, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3. So you play on the 1 and the and then you use the tie and you hold through on 2 and 3. If you know the words, I feel pretty, it's exactly how it goes. So that's about it. The second time bar, I'll just play you the rest of the piece. So I'll play from halfway through bar 13, and I'll take the second time bar, and finish the piece off. So that's the whole piece. I Feel Pretty. Again, nice and lively in a nice 3/4 sort of a waltz style. Our last piece is Annie's Song. And again, this is a nice contrast. We've had quite a lot of fast pieces working on our faster tonguing. I Feel Pretty, slightly more rhythmically difficult with some more finger work in there, but again, still tonguing is quite important at this stage. Annie's song, however, is all about being nice and smooth. Two ways to practice this piece. You could tongue the notes really softly, which is actually what it says on the music, because there's no slurs or anything. So, saying t really softly, or you could practice the piece and slur everything and make it extra smooth. So I'll do an example of the two. There shouldn't be that much difference, but you can either play it with a really soft t, or you can slur the notes. So I'll play the first line, and I will do the articulation marking exactly written on the page. So now on this next line, I'll switch to slurring all the notes. You just need to watch out. If you have two notes that are the same after each other, you obviously need to say turn nice and softly on both of those notes. So, rhythmically, it's really easy, this piece. There's only crotchets and dotted minims and minims, so counting to 3 for the dotted minims, 2 for the minims, and 1 for the crotchets. And your main focus is being smooth and nice. Whether you slur all the notes, or whether you say t really softly, practicing it in both ways is really, really useful. Because slurring can get you out of some difficult situations. Likewise, being able to tongue really smoothly and softly can also help you out in other pieces as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon.